Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 21 of the Pack Mentality Podcast, your number one source for Zombies Discourse. I am Shorb Z, joined always by the young and talented AQ Devi. Still trying to get used to the haircuts. I've known him for so long with the long hair, but today we're going to be talking about all things Kowakujō. We have so much to talk about, so much to unpack. But before we do, there is sort of like a elephant in the room that we want to talk about at the beginning, just because it's kind of wonky and there's a lot of great things that we have to talk about with Kowakujō. So we sort of want to address this at the start, so we can sort of get into the more fun stuff later on. So, of course, the situation I'm talking about is the premature ending to the Easter egg hunts. I believe around like the 60-hour mark, give or take. The hunt was solved. I don't want to speculate on anything or accuse anybody of anything, but there was some seemingly shadiness going on to that. So I'm going to kick it over to you, Mr. Debbie. How are you feeling about sort of the sudden ending to the very fun Easter egg hunt that we had going on?
Yeah. I'll try to keep it short and sweet, but yeah, there was seemingly a problematic ending to this incredible hunt that we've had this weekend, and it's just a matter of people being better with technology, not to mention Treyarch obviously leaving in the directed mode steps. So the stuff did leak when the map first came out. That seemingly didn't stop a lot of people. It was the step that we were all stuck on was supposedly written very vaguely, but it did end up getting figured out ultimately by using those leaked steps. And it does tarnish a bit the amazing weekend and the amazing hunt that we've had, but it was at a good time in my personal life, just end of the weekend. But I was always of the mind, like, the longer the hunt the better. Like this could have gone on for another week and I would have been happy. So it is an unfortunate circumstance, and hopefully Treyarch can kind of either nip this in the bud for the finale, preferably, or definitely make some greater strides within the next game to avoid situations like this. But what about you?
Yeah, I think you put it very well. Yeah, super unfortunate to your point. Like, it was crazy just how the hunt kept going. But yeah, just the fact that it ended so suddenly, and like we knew the directed like files or whatever were accessible to like data miners or whatever. Yeah, it was just super unfortunate. Put a just such a sudden ending to what was a super fun hunt that we haven't had in like 8 years. So bittersweet, something that hopefully like we, I guess, not like forget about, but like I wonder if people's like view of the map is being like clouded right now by this situation, and I'm hoping that we can sort of like separate the two in the future. But yeah, just a really bad blunder by Treyarch, whoever it was leaving those in. But we all make mistakes and everything. So to your point, hopefully they fix that in the future and we don't have this issue with the final map or Treyarch's next title. So yeah, just wanted to address that. Super unfun, unfortunate way to end it. But what were you gonna say, Mr. Debbie?
No, yeah, it's yeah. It is unfortunate. It kind of worked out perfectly in terms of like, even we had a match set up right when it got solved. We're like, okay, let's get in here. Let's do what we've been doing for the whole weekend. We know how to do it front and back, and just see what people are saying from there. And but we'll get into that whole experience. But yeah, unfortunate, but I think what can you do at this point? Right.
That's
really all I gotta say about that.
100%. On a much brighter note, now we're going to get into the actual map itself, which I'll speak for myself, I think is phenomenal. Like, I adore this map top to bottom. Um, what are your thoughts overall, Devi? And then if there's a specific topic you want to get into first, the floor is yours.
Oh, Kowakujō's been phenomenal, and just along with how long the hunt's taken, I feel like I've put so much time into this. There was very few moments where I either wasn't playing or thinking about this map this weekend.
Yeah.
We were running it into the ground, and not to any point of like I don't feel like playing it anymore, because I definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only have one, I guess I'll take in the direction of one major complaint for me, which it's not anything that ruins the map. And I think I've already spoken to you about it slightly, but I didn't get to expand on it. But yes, the big problem for me, the Oni, not an elite. Are you kidding me? It was the recipe for success. But it's so strange. They're not going down the elite route for like most of this game now. That's 3 out of 5 maps that doesn't have one, and even Oscar is like a weird case.
Yeah.
So interesting. And I believe when we talked about it like before about wanting the Oni to be an elite, it was like it's nothing to do with the camo grind or anything like that. Like obviously we all have infestation by now if we're grinding for it. But yeah, it's a shame. I think he's even what hurts the most is I think he's even weaker than the Necropincer. Both in terms of health and just damage output. It hurts, but what do you think?
Yeah, so the Oni, it didn't really I didn't have an issue with it, or I guess not too big of an issue with it being an elite. I guess it would be nice having like an elite back, but I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care about it too much. I guess it would be cool seeing like another elite because we haven't had one in so long. But I mean, it rocks anyway. Even though it is like just a special, like the design, the way it functions, and everything. Like it's an awesome special zombie to have in the game. But yeah, especially for people who like, I guess like not value. Yeah, maybe value elites. More than others, seemingly. That's the camp that you're in. I can see why that might be a little bit frustrating since we haven't had an elite since, like a true elite since Ashes.
Yeah.
But you did get a unique gum. There you
go. It's not even that I praise the idea of just like we should have an elite I just want that feeling of that threat. And I feel like the Oni doesn't pose that as much as I'd like him to, but I want to like mentally like lock in and like, okay, we got an elite coming in, and like where am I gonna be at, like, because maybe it's not so nice to be inside when the Oni's around. Like let's get somewhere a little more open and make sure that it's not a place that has Ash going. Like I want just a little bit more strategy when the Oni's involved, and if he was bulkier, did more damage to us, I think that's all it really takes.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fair. Just having the health and everything, like the true like the danger, I guess, similar to like having a Zersa in the game. I get that makes sense. Part of me wonders if they're just going to do like a bookend thing where the next map's going to have an elite as well, and like they're just doing bookend elites or something. But yeah, like I said before, still an incredible design. I think the Oni is a really amazing enemy. I think I prefer it to, I think it's probably my favorite special in the game, unless I'm like not including like the elites. I guess I really like Oscar as an elite, but like I don't know, it's better than like the Mimics, and I like it better than the Necropincer.
Yeah. Oh, that's I've been thinking about that, whether or not I how it stacks up against the Necropincer, and I've yet to come to a conclusion. But yeah,
Okay.
as far as positives for the Oni, like super cool design, and I love the range of attacks that it has. Like the fact that it can just charge at you, try to slam you, but it's also able to electrify itself, shoot that electricity, or it like becomes electricity and can teleport. It is very well designed. Yeah, I just wish it were a bigger threat, but it is super duper cool.
Yeah, 100%. It's very thematic to the map as well, which I guess might be a good segue to I guess the next topic that at least I want to talk about, which is the overall atmosphere of the map. I mean, dude, this map is freaking gorgeous. You have like especially like the giant like lakes of lava with the houses that are sort of like sunken into them. Not to mention like just the entire map is so it all ties together so well, like the random cherry blossom trees around the map, the temple itself, like dude, just the entire thing. I absolutely adore it. I think it's not only like visually is it great, but like the sounds as well coming off the lava if you're like next to one of those pits. The fact that the lava itself is actually very much an environmental hazard. It damages you as well as like it slows you down a ton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you get caught in the lava, like it's bad news. Back to the cherry blossom trees, you get the overheal ability as well as like the little tornado things that help you that speed you up. Just really cool, like small details that they didn't have to add, and not to mention when they do like give you the overheal, like they're just the light on that, like it's gorgeous. Yeah, dude, it's excuse me, the atmosphere. I love it. I cannot get enough of the atmosphere. I think it's my favorite in the game. What are your thoughts on the atmosphere?
I can definitely see it being very up there in at least visual design, and as you said, like so many of those elements actually having a purpose is so neat with the cherry blossoms and the lava. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It might be my favorite for sure.
Yeah.
It's very easy to say that it is just because it's so fresh and new and different. But it still very well just may be the case. Yeah. And I love how so many of the things incorporated, like I said, are something that you either use in the quest or are some sort of environmental hazard. That is what we were begging for when seeing like the lava in the teasers and stuff. And I think they executed it very well. The lava trial, the lava TED task is a pain, but that's just because they did well at making the lava a pretty good hazard, I think. And yeah, could be the most beautiful map. I have a lot of fun. Obviously we spent so much time during the hunt, like observing every nook and cranny of this map. And we'll talk more specifically about just this weekend and the hunt experience later. But yeah, man, I'm having a great time with it, and just I think Treyarch absolutely cooked in terms of visual appeal.
Yeah, it's especially like coming off Totenreich, it's a very nice contrast between the super cold map going to the super warm map. Like I think both of us have said it quite often. It's nice when you can like not like associate a map to a color as much, but like the maps they just feel so distinct from one another. And that's something that some people would say like we haven't been getting for a while in Zombies. And it's this is just another I guess tally mark in the right direction for Treyarch in terms of like crushing the atmospheres.
Common BO7W.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no kidding. Not to mention, the round changes too. Some of them being like Zetsubo pilled. Like, I'm all the way in, bro. I love it. They crush it. Like, I have so much. I feel like I have so much to say, but at the same time, I'm just like speechless at how like amazing the atmosphere on
Yeah.
this map is. I freaking love it. Um, so yeah, I think that's my piece on the atmosphere. Unless you have something else to say.
No, yeah. There is a sort of elephant in the room about something that makes this map very distinct, and that is the assault waves.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say the wonder weapon.
oh,
But yeah,
I
yeah.
we could talk about that too.
No,
Yeah,
well,
but
yeah. But we'll do the assault waves first.
assault waves, yeah. Firebase C is back, and
Yeah.
as the resident Firebase C stan, what do you think about the assault waves on Kowakujō?
Oh shoot! Shout out Shelly. We appreciate you, Shelly. It was fun ripping Kawakajo with you.
Shout out Shelly.
Shout out Shelly. Yeah. So, of all the horrible things that Firebase C has done to zombies, one thing that I personally don't fault it for are the assault waves. I think it's a fine change of pace. I'm not like, I'm not like Jones in to play some assault waves or anything, but
Yeah.
it's unique. It does feel like it sort of halts the gameplay a little bit because you have like a minute to get to whatever area you need to, and then like if you're like already there, then you're just like sitting around.
Thumb up your ass, like I'm
Yep,
ready.
just waiting. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's equally easy to the max ammo rounds, but I do think it like I said, it halts the gameplay a little bit. But it's not like a big nuisance or anything. I kind of just give it points for being unique. Even though like we have seen it before, it's not something that we've seen in BO7. So I do like them. I don't like, I'm not like jumping off the wall because I love it so much or anything, but
Yeah.
they're fine. You get to see the dragon. It's pretty cool. You get to use the sniper ghost turret thing for free, which is cool.
Yep.
So yeah, they're fine. I don't have an issue with them. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it definitely does have its pros and cons. It is something that's stylistically different than your normal max ammo rounds, which is nice. It does lose a little bit of points because it is pretty much a rip of something that we have seen before. Thankfully only once. I don't think it's like any sort of reference to Firebase C. Thank God. But I think they did well in bringing it back. Yeah, obviously there is the conversation of that it kind of slows down gameplay, not only because you're waiting around at the beginning typically, but also, because they do last so much longer than your average max ammo round. I said it in my like first reaction gameplay video on my channel, and that was like, I wonder how these are gonna function in high rounds when you're like struggling to kill zombies at that point. Are high rounders just going to sort of let them take over the banners, just say screw it because they can't kill zombies at that point and just have to recoup the banners every so often? Or I guess at the end of the day, if you're set up enough, you probably don't need to activate those things all that often anyways.
Right.
Maybe when you go down to get perks back or something like that. I'm not sure how different the brain of a high rounder is in terms of that, but no, yeah, I think it was something good to switch up the pace, and I think they stylistically did it very well with the dragon throwing shit at you every so often. Very cool, and it's just one of those things where giving us a little taste of it, of Nixara, the dragon, before the boss fight. And yeah, ultimately, like it's a slight thumbs up on the assault waves. It doesn't hinder my experience, but it's not, like you said, something to lose my freaking mind over, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, assault waves are cool. Yeah, not much else to say about them. Some people love them, some people hate them. It's just kind of one of those things that's even though not too big a fan of it, I'm just gonna give it credit for being unique. If it's unique but plays like as equally enjoyable to something else, then I still give it a plus. So,
Yeah.
so the topic that I guess that I brought up, which is of course the wonder weapon.
Yeah.
Dude, what a like just crazy idea by Kevin Drew and the team at Treyarch. Like when I saw that the wonder weapon was a cat, I was like, Kevin Drew's on drugs. Like there's
Yep.
like something's in the water at Treyarch. Like they're just doing crazy stuff. Yeah, just I love the quest. I love the fact that it's a cat and visually and it's amazing the sounds it makes, like the meowing and everything when you reload. Super cute. It's super strong too. Like it's actually like a good wonder weapon.
Beefy.
Yeah, best. Like I think in terms of damage, I don't high round, so I don't know, but like feels like in terms of damage, like pretty good. Yeah, the killing power. I know when we were talking before, I mentioned the challenge of like killing 25 whatever, like from the blog post, and we were,
Yeah.
or I was concerned that it wasn't going to be powerful because like that's a challenge with this wonder weapon, but I
Yeah.
was definitely wrong. It has sort of the KT4 Masamune like area of effect, which I'm
Shout
always
out
going to be a
Zetsubo.
fan of. Yeah, shout out Zetsubo.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, just the entire thing, like the lore of it. Treyarch tweeted out like the Wikipedia page of like Japanese folklore in relation to the cat, like the entire thing around it. It's a fantastic wonder weapon, dude. I love it. It's again my favorite in BO7. I think with a bullet too. Like I adore the thing. What are your thoughts, Mr. Debbie?
Yeah. As much as I love my like off the wall, edgy necrofluid gauntlet, this thing is like the polar opposite of it and even stronger. And yeah, it's just like the total opposite direction of it. It's a kitty, and you pet it to reload it, and it's sometimes just like purring
Yeah.
as you're running around. You brought up yesterday the inspect, how it hops around you and then comes down.
Yeah, you can see the claws there.
So cool. I the first step, not counting building the in-game equipment, which we'll talk about as well, being literally grabbing it and throwing it into lava is so batshit. And
Yeah.
but it's incredible. I mean, I think if nothing else, Kevin Drew did not lie when saying it's something we've never experienced before.
Mm-hmm.
I yeah, damage is absolutely nutty. I feel like it probably is the strongest, but again, I don't really high round either. I feel like I do go typically a little further than you. I'll tend to exfil around 51, 56 if I have a weapon that permits it. I was gonna ask you a question. Oh, as someone who seems to definitely appreciate living wonder weapons, do you think this like fits into that category well?
That's a great question, because like typically when we talk about like living wonder weapons, we're talking like Gorgafex, where it's just like random alien organism thing.
Yeah. Pelican servant, yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely love this. Like it's, like I said, it's adorable. The quest for it is really fun. It's powerful. Like visually, it's amazing. When you do like the hairball charge attack, it like pins its ears back and like walks a little bit like up your forearm, like it kind of like backs away. Like, dude, it's, I don't know, visually every now and then it'll just like shake its head a little bit like a cat would. Like, dude, it's, I don't know, man, I freaking love the thing. Yeah, definitely a huge fan of it. If I was to redo my like wonder weapon tier list, it would be like mid to high ass. Honestly, like I love the thing. So yeah, I think they crushed it with that. I'm so glad that I'll say I'm so glad that they didn't show us the wonder weapon, but in reality they did. Where in that intro cutscene, or was it? It was the gameplay trailer, yeah. Where they're like going through the Vulture Raid hall, and then they show the cat to the right, and I think everybody, myself included, was like, oh, okay, that's one of those cats that we have to like interact with or whatever, because that's like, we saw the blog post before.
Collect the stray cats, yeah.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, we gotta grab one of those. And then I remember walking in an area, like, when I was actually in the map, and I was like, wait, there should be a cat right here or something. And then there just wasn't. So, like, big fan of every time Treyarch just kind of puts something, like, right under our noses, with something like that, where it's the cat, and, like, not a single person suspected that that was the wonder weapon, because why would we? also at the beginning of the game, before like we knew what the wonder weapon was, I remember I was like on the rooftop over by the area where the cat cage is, and I heard like a woman talking, and I was like, "What is that?" And it's the cat, obviously. Now that we
Yeah.
know, but yeah, just funny, kind of putting it all together. But quest is amazing. Like I said, visually it's amazing. Sounds are great. Overall, phenomenal wonder weapon. I cannot get enough of it right now. Maybe I'll get tired of it in a little bit, but right now I adore it. So, yeah. Do you have any more thoughts on the wonder weapon, Mr. Devi?
Yeah, obviously the quest brings back the fan favorite abomination for a short time. And yeah, I'll just leave it on. People are Treyarch said like will be excited or interested to see who voices the wonder weapon. So yeah, I'm curious about that. Really quick, I did want to touch on just the matter of how they went about the wonder weapon. Obviously they did not show it at all in any of the information leading up to the map, which I think is something that they should just continue to do. Just give us little breadcrumbs before we hop into the map. And obviously shout out Plavy for mentioning to not look at the zombie skins before going in, because that would have just straight up spoiled it to us.
Yep.
The problem was, for me personally, my experience of that was I stayed off Twitter, didn't want to see it, didn't want anything, and then when I looked at the map challenges, it was unredacted, telling you the name of it, showing you the picture of it, and of course I put two and two together, and at that point just had to look up how to get the thing. So yeah, I don't know how they necessarily curb that in the future, but I think in general they handled this a lot better by just not mentioning it, waiting for launch day. So with that said, we kind of talked about it for half a second. The in-game map equipment, people have been asking for this, and it seems like they're dipping their toes into it much more since Totenreich. So what are your thoughts on the Maneki Neko?
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I like the different like parts that go into it. It's always fun just sort of learning like what spots you need to, like, being efficient, and like while I'm going through this area I can grab this part so I don't have to like run all the way back or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, functionally, it's fine. It kind of just like does like a reverse monkey bomb effect where it like pushes zombies away from it.
Yeah.
But it'll only do that for like 2 seconds, and then the zombies start like throwing their body parts at you.
Yeah.
But we were able in one of our games to get the upgrade for it. I guess there's an upgrade quest. I still don't know how to do that upgrade quest. Somebody else did it, and then I just kind of profited. But yeah, the upgraded version is actually pretty cool. I like that. Obviously, it's upgraded, so obviously I'm gonna like it more. But yeah, no, even though like the base version of it isn't great, yeah, just the fact that we can upgrade it and it becomes something that's actually usable, even though not quite as much as like the Casimirs or like a Monkey Bomb or something. It's a map unique equipment. It actually like has a function. It's not the freaking trinkets from Astra. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I think they're great. What are your thoughts on them?
Yeah, I agree. Like I think in practice, or rather on paper, like the idea of like an inverse monkey bomb could be really cool, but it is a shame that they're still able to throw stuff at us. I feel like that might be an oversight that maybe Treyarch is able to correct. But obviously, and I'm right there with you. I don't know the exact way to upgrade them. But it's happened in my game multiple times through different methods. I'm sure it's well understood by now. But the upgraded one is good for obviously revives, good for moments of defense when you're maybe crafting stuff or at the arsenal machine. So I get its purpose, and I do really enjoy the upgraded version. Yeah, I mean, I guess we got to talk about how it stacks against the stuff that we already normally have throughout every every map in BO7, and yeah, I don't think I can put it above the Casimir device, of course, but a map unique equipment in general is always a welcome thing for me, and I hope they maybe make them feel a little more special in the future. Something that it's hard because the Casimir is so just like it is the perfect thing to always have, and it's like, what do you do past that? So
that's a good point.
they are in a weird spot. Maybe they're already perfectly towing that line of, you know, it's special because it's different and not because it's just the most powerful thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, all in all though, I appreciate it. It's fun. It's very simple to get access to, and obviously you get the free one just by crafting it. So I'm a fan, and I hope they keep it up over at Treyarch.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Also, they use it for the quest, and that's, I mean, I love when, yeah, it sort of ties into like things that you're actually doing for the quest. So
Got to.
double thumbs up for me. I guess it, like I said, could be. I mean, it doesn't actually do any damage at all, but it has a cool effect we haven't seen before. Even though it's not the most like overwhelming, like crazy thing. Again, it's unique. It's fun. I think it gets a thumbs up for that. But I guess the last thing, or I guess the next thing I should say to talk about is like quest/boss fight. But before we do, how are you enjoying the PPSH, Mr. Debbie?
I got it. I think it was on my very first game because I went pretty far. I was really just taking in the scenery. It was one of my like first of like 3 games. I got it on my second box pull, which is awesome. Thing is, I once again, as I did in Totenreich, I literally played myself, because literally what happened with Totenreich was I went in with the Voyak. Before I even knew how strong it was just like a gun that I picked out. And when I got the MP40, I was like, okay. And this time I went in with the Voyak, completely forgetting about the PPSH, to be completely transparent. And the Voyak is just so insane. So when I got the PPSH, I was like, okay. So granted, I feel like the PPSH was a bit more powerful. And they're so weird with the naming conventions, but I'll hop off that train. Whatever. But no, it was fun. My biggest complaint is that it's another SMG. I really wish they would have went for just a different gun class, something like the STG. But no, yeah, I was having fun with it, and I'm sure it will, by contrast, perform better if I go in with a gun that's not so freaking overpowered.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my quick and easy thoughts on the PPSH. What about you?
Yeah, man. The like I guess I'm surprised that you're saying it's not like powerful. I guess like in comparison to the Voyak, because like, and I don't use the. I guess I do use the Voyak, but like for this game specifically, I was jumping in with the Razorback basically until I got the A94, and then since then it's been the A94. But dude, the PPSH, it's just a classic. Like even if it was like technically less powerful, like I'm not a DPS guy. Like I don't care about like the spreadsheet stuff. It's really just what has the most aura, and the PPSH has infinite aura. So I'm always super happy when I get that out of the box. And then yeah, it's so fun, dude. I love the PPSH. It was a great addition to the map here, and I just think thematically, maybe it's just because it was in GK as well, but yeah, it just feels like it fits thematically to the map. So yeah, PPSH is great. I don't really have anything else to say on that unless you wanted to jump in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say you would say that as someone that exfils on 31. I did forget though, so I had to say I did take your suggestion, and my first game was with the VX Compact Razorback and the Katana with the overgrowth camo on them.
It's got to be that, bro.
Yeah, I was just struggling with the ammo economy
Mhm.
in the early setup with that gun specifically on this specific map. So when I died, I guess it was Skishu for sure. So I was just like, okay, Voyak, let's see how far I can really go.
Right.
And that's when I got the PPSH. So yeah, overall, PPSH Fine Edition. As I said, I'm sure it does better when not contrasting it against the meta weapons.
Right.
And yeah, I just hope it's not an SMG legacy weapon for the next map.
It's the SCG, bro. It's coming. I'm telling you.
Okay, we keep talking about quest and boss fight, but I would be remiss to not mention the Tom Kane tribute that they did at the center cherry blossom tree, and we were in a weird spot at first until we fully understood how it worked, and I know you especially had some words about that. So yeah, if you'd like to give your experience on how that all went about.
Yeah, how
go
everything
for it.
unfolded. So, and I said the same thing to you. Like, I'm not just like saving face or whatever for the pod, but I said like I'm not like upset. Right? This was before we knew that like there was a way to activate it into a song. That like basically at the time we thought it was just the like sticks or whatever on the ground.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not like upset, but like I feel like they could have done more. Like I feel like if I was leading the map, I would be like, this guy gave so much to us, like we should do something.
Yeah.
Of course, that developed into the whole Easter egg, where if you guys don't know what it is, you basically get as close as you can to that Tom Kane's initials there by the giant cherry blossom tree. You crouch and then you look up for 15 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds. And then you'll get this sort of like effect, and it plays just a beautiful like the Takio end quote from Tag, which is just pulls on the heartstrings so much. And then of course it plays like plays a song basically. Yeah, I thought that was like masterfully done. I basically went from being like slightly disappointed to just like hats off to Treyarch. It was honestly like premature judgment by me for assuming that there wasn't going to be something with it. But yeah, I mean, just hats off to Treyarch. It was a really beautiful tribute to Tom Kane. I'm definitely doing that like every time I go into the map because it's just so. Yeah, it's just great. I love it. What are your thoughts on the Tom Kane tribute?
Yeah, it's beautiful. So glad even something made it in. And yeah, you were telling me your thoughts about it, and I was very understanding of your sentiment. Like, and I would like to point out, in like, to your point, the thing that you were saying was like, I wish it were just like a little closer to more something like the George Romero thing, where if you interact with it,
Yeah.
And sure enough, that was the case. Like, it's not like you were asking for a ton, just
Yeah.
a little more than just a visual little thing. And I think they did that even
Like tenfold.
yeah. And I think it was the perfect quote they could have played, because not only is it an amazing quote from Tom Kane as Takio, but it was his final line ever as the character. And I think, yeah, it's so nice that it was such a beautiful line from him to sort of let go of that character. And I think, yeah, ultimately they did it as good as they could have under the short circumstances of the unfortunate event. So yeah, all in all, W Treyarch. And the fact that the music is something that was, I believe it was Brian Tui's, that it was made specifically for this little side Easter egg little moment, is phenomenal. So yeah, with that said, how do you want to do this? Do you want to talk about the quest itself, or do you want to talk about our experience with the hunt, going into how we feel about the quest, like big picture?
That's a great question. Shoot. I guess I was thinking like the quest as we would play it today, as opposed to like the hunt, like in the moment.
Okay, so this is sort of just map review sort of thing first, and then we'll talk about our
Yeah.
more. Okay.
Unless, do you think we should flip that? What do you think?
No, I'll let
Okay.
you run this ship for this one.
Okay. Yeah, dude, the quest is freaking unbelievable. Like this is like one of, if not my favorite quest ever. Like it is an unbelievable quest. I like not only like the steps themselves, but like the overall like what you're doing, which is
Yeah.
basically like it's like a murder mystery basically, and all the steps, and I mean all of them, are super fun. Obviously, there's some that are sort of like the tiny one of like jumping on the what is it, the plum? Like that's
Yep.
obviously not like riveting or anything, but like nothing about it is tedious in my opinion. Everything is either sort of like something simple like that, or like I said, it's like it's an absolute blast. Like it's man, like collecting all the parts, and like I said, you're doing like the evidence shelf, and then every now and then when you I still need to like look into like exactly what we're doing in terms of like the banners that'll sort of reveal themselves on the wall, but like that part is so sick, dude. I just like they absolutely crushed it. I am so excited to head back in, and like when we did it the first time, I was like, wow, this is actually amazing.
Yeah.
And as somebody who, you know, has some kind of undiagnosed something where I can just finish an egg and then jump back in and do the egg again and then jump back in and do the egg again, that's definitely what's going to be going on with Kowakujō for a very long time. So, yeah, dude, just incredible steps, very engaging, very fun, great puzzles. We were having a bit of a laugh last night because there's that one like scroll thing where it's like a puzzle where like you interact with something and the two adjacent to it will pop out. I didn't realize that. I was kind of just like, I was just button mashing basically, like it was Mortal Kombat. We eventually figured it out. The boys didn't believe in me, but I believed in myself. Um, we did figure it out, but yeah, dude, all the steps I think are an absolute blast. This is like a top, like this is like a top 3 quest in my opinion.
It's so
It's
good.
it's unbelievable. So overall, and that's before we get to the boss fight. Do you want to talk about that separately or include that?
Oh yeah, we gotta do it separate.
Okay. So quest, like thematically, like what we're doing, the steps themselves overall is like S plus. Like they absolutely crushed it. So what are your thoughts, Mr. Debbie?
Yeah, man, had a wonderful time. I as you said, it's so uniquely structured. Not only in the sense that it's got that through line of the murder mystery aspect behind it, but just we haven't really had a collectathon sort of thing, at least in BO7, and it was my first real experience because a lot of them are like people think of Dead of the Night. I've never done the Dead of the Night Easter egg.
Okay.
And so what? Attack of the Radioactive Thing is another one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty inexperienced when it comes to that style of Easter egg, that sort of non-linear to some extent Easter egg. So it made it especially fun in trying to figure things out that we'll go into. But yeah, I had a great time. It was really engaging, and I think that a lot of that was due to how it was structured with that storyline. It was one that I feel like a lot of times when you think of like an Easter egg quest, like a lot of people probably end up kind of letting the story of it go to the wayside. But with this, like it is like the key aspect of it, because you're seeing these cutscenes as you finish certain pieces of the puzzle, and
Yep.
yeah, I think it was executed very well. Obviously, I don't know how that contrasts against previous Easter eggs that were styled in this sort of way, but for my like first sort of Easter egg like this, I really really enjoyed it, and yeah, would I want something like this for every single map? I don't know. I maybe. But yeah, just as a LARPer who's never done anything like this, for what it was, I had a fantastic time with what we got.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything you just said. It was super fun hunting for everything, super fun actually doing them successfully for the first time, and of course the lead up to the boss fight was amazing. Do we want to jump into the boss fight first, or sort of go through the hunt side of things for the Easter egg steps?
Well, I guess if we're sticking with map review, we'll do the boss fight, and then we'll just talk about our more internal journey with
Yeah.
how this whole weekend has gone down.
Yeah. Yeah, so the boss fight, before we even get into that, we have this, like, what was it called? It was like combat encounter or something.
Oh, the little mini boss. Yeah, it was something
Yeah.
like that.
I thought that was cool. Obviously, like, we figured it wasn't the final boss because holy smokes, what a horrible final boss that would be. Like if it was that, but no, it's a fine little like mini encounter. I think it's just a like HVT Oni basically that like shoots masks at you.
Yeah.
I thought that was fine. Yeah, nothing like too crazy about that. And then the boss fight itself, dude. What a boss fight.
Common BO7W.
Yeah, no kidding, bro. The dragon like poking its head in to the world seed room, and then I think it like eats it. Is that what it does?
I don't know. Oh, dang it. Yeah, we only to be fair, I don't think you've done it again since. We've only done this
Correct.
once.
Yeah.
Like
Bear with us here, guys. But yeah,
Did
so
it
the
eat
dragon, I think it like eats it because it's
Yeah,
not there when
it
the
totally
dragon leaves
did.
it.
Yeah, you're totally right.
And then, of course, conveniently leaves us the kite thing for us to fly and fight against it. But, and I think, I also think in that, like, when it eats it, I think that's when it leaves you the Path of Sorrows. I'm pretty sure, like, that's... Does it?
I did see that. Yeah, I think that's...
And it despawned, maybe, for us? Because we...
Yeah.
So we checked, for those that might not know, we checked... After beating the quest, we went back up to the World Seed room, looking for the Path of Sorrows, and it was not there. But it does drop you the Path of Sorrows, I think, right before the boss fight. So keep your eyes peeled, because that was an oversight on our end.
Yeah, well, I'll talk about that more specifically when we go into our experience with just that game too. Yeah.
And then, of course, the boss fight. Wow. You first of all, the fact like going into it, I love that it's not like a teleport thing, like it's the kite. Of course, you get to the boss fight arena itself, which is gorgeous. It's just incredible, and of course, you have the volcano sort of off in the distance with Nixara aura farming at the top of it.
It was so good, dude. I was getting chills.
Dude, it was and then of course it comes down like dive bombs, does all that stuff. Mechanically, I think it functions extremely well. I love the fact that you have to it's like a capture the flag thing, and then once you capture the flags, that's when you can stay in those little circles and like you're protected for a little bit from Nixara's like different attacks.
Yeah.
Visually, I mean, off the charts. Like I have so many I there's nothing bad that you could say about visually in terms of the Nixara boss fight.
Yeah.
The one thing is that it is, at least with 4 of us and like fully set up and everything with like insta kills and like death machines and stuff, from that perspective, we did kind of melt it.
Yeah, phase 3 was non-existent.
Yeah. Something tells me if I like when I go back in solo and I don't like run the meta stuff and I just go in with like a PPSH or like A94, I think it's going to be a little bit tougher, but
Yeah.
For our first playthrough, it was a little bit of a pushover, but everything else, man, the mechanics of it, phenomenal. The aesthetics of it, phenomenal. Like, I'm so happy with the boss fight. And then, real quick, before I give you the floor to talk about, or should I cover the cutscene, or should we?
Yeah,
Should I?
we'll go into it after.
Okay, all right. What are your thoughts on the boss fight?
Yeah, dude. So, obviously, the talks of like maybe the boss isn't the dragon, or maybe it's a double boss fight, were not the case. And in retrospect, maybe that was, at least in terms of the double boss fight, was asking for a lot. So that's a common zombies community L.
You could say you could say we got a double boss fight with the first encounter.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that.
Not what I had in mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I think it was the first boss fight I've ever done, at least in Modern Zombies, with 4 players, like for the very first time. Yeah, we were. I'll note that we were playing in standard on that game, so I'm eager to see what cursed looks like, because even so, I'm already commonly seeing people say that this boss fight is easy. I don't know what cursed looks like. I don't know if people are saying that in terms of cursed as well. But yeah, it just, even in standard with 4 players, a lot of moments people were going down and people were running around like chickens with their heads cut off.
Yeah.
We were very locked in too. So
Had the comms going and everything.
Yeah. Functionally, I do like it. It is engaging because you're searching for the Oni with the flag, putting it down, and that's your little window. And it's not exactly a wipe, but the Nixara just like incinerating the floors puts massive damage down, and some of the attacks that launch you up, and obviously when you hit the ground, if you don't have the stamina up augment, you're taking damage too. Lots of moments where like I feel like it's easy for people like us that like enjoy a tough boss fight, but I would be hard pressed to see a casual just like, yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I think it might be easy for us, and again, that's just in standard with 4 players. We were maxed out to the gills, used gobblegums, which I never do, but we just wanted that first game completion. And yeah, I'll note too, we were saving the blessings for a time of need. It mentally, for me, I was like, okay, phase 3, because it's gonna be tough. But then Killjoy, I had a death machine, you had a war machine, Aqua and Spider were just blasting her too. Like, yeah, it was GG's. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be a different experience just going in with, no gobblegums as I tend to do. And cursed, I am eager to see how that looks. And visually, as you already said, phenomenal. How it stacks up spectacally, if that's a word, to the Dravikar Totenreich boss fight.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I definitely need more time with this just to see which one I ultimately appreciate more, and I'm sure they both have their pros and cons in terms of spectacle. But yeah, it was a wonderful time.
Yeah.
And yeah, just really eager to get back into it, honestly.
Same. Yeah, all the points that you just mentioned. Yeah, dude, just hit like the dive bomb, it'll like go under the arena, pop out at the other side.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, man. Yeah, I had a shit-eating grin on my face the entire time. It was a really fun fight. I'm looking forward to heading back in there. It's funny you mentioned comparing it to Dravikar, because I did the same, which sort of tells us that, like, obviously Dravikar is sort of like the spectacle boss fight, like the standard to compare things to.
That's the bar. That is a bar that is set.
Yeah. So they're both so fascinating for different reasons, and
Yeah.
of course, that's, sort of the theme of BO7 is every map is fascinating for their own reason.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, obviously when we beat the boss, we sort of get the cutscene, which I guess I'll just say the cutscene was kind of just whatever. I feel like we didn't like learn anything in the cutscene. It was kind of just like, here are your souls back, like time to go, fight the warden basically.
Yeah.
I will, I will say like I do think I think the final cutscene for each map, I feel like they could have done more like storytelling there. Whereas like I don't know, like I think about like the ether like BO4 ether cutscenes, like those are like so like the storytelling's great. Like they're very like they grab the attention of the player.
Yeah.
These again, they're not bad. It's not, you know, the Requiem crew grabbing the artifact and saying nothing as they like walk towards the helicopter like we got in the tomb, but um, you know, it's fun. They get their souls back. We get to see the Shadow Smiths sort of in not giant dragon form, which is nice. And then of course we get to go towards the next map. Plus the world seed with that. There's a name to that tree, right? Um,
Yggdrasil.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a fun visual. And then of course walking into the seems like some kind of like blue portal at the end. Like that was cool. Maybe indicative of what the next map looks like, or maybe it was just for the sake of being a blue portal. I don't know, but overall, cutscene was fine. It didn't really like blow my doors off. I feel like they could have done a better job with like exciting the player to play the final map. But what are your thoughts on the cutscene?
Yeah. I'll disagree with you a little bit in terms of the rest of BO7. As far as their ending cutscenes, just I feel like just from my perspective, Ashes like did very well at like setting up like the idea of what's going on, learning
Mm.
how the Shadow Smiths function. Astra's was it was a bit weak, yes, but I love the aspect of the warden contacting us again and pulling us down
Yeah.
to the hell that is Nuketown. Um, but we stand Paradox around here.
Yeah, we
Um,
do.
Paradoxes, you're getting in on like learning more with the twins, more like stuff to do with their personalities, and
Hmm.
I thoroughly enjoyed that cutscene. Just for it just felt like zombies to me. And even the Totenreich ending, giving lore on how the Dark Ether functions differently than we had originally thought. But I will say that this is the weakest, and that's not saying a lot. Although this is, it did feel like all right, Avengers assemble kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, she bad. So
She bad.
I can't complain too much. I I hope that they just kind of let it be a subtle thing before the storm of a phenomenal finale. And yeah, it is a bit unfortunate, but yeah, I hope they maybe were like, yeah, let's just leave it to be a simple cutscene and really just put everything, like, we got to get back to work and make this last map like
Insane.
one
Yeah.
for the history books. That
I-
is my hope.
Yeah. I will
Um,
say the hype that maybe wasn't generated by the cutscene was more than generated by how fun the map itself is and the hunt and everything.
absolutely.
Yeah, people are definitely still going to be excited to play it. So it's not like it brushed the hype for the final map or anything. Yeah, just could have set it up a little bit better, I guess.
I agree.
So yeah, now you want to get into just overall like the experience with the hunts and everything, like how the weekend was basically for everybody.
Yeah, man. What a time.
What a time! You want me to go first?
Go for it.
So yeah, Thursday, of course, map drops. Play it for the first time. Um, yeah, we're just basically what I do in a map drop is I'll just kind of play it. Obviously, nothing's been solved the second we go in, so I kind of just take in the scenes, like the atmosphere, all that. Try to see if I can pick up a thing or two, even though I'm horrible at hunting. um, and then once I feel good about like the atmosphere and everything, then I'll sort of like after 2 or 3 games tune into like this time it was Zombie Zone, and I think for the rest of time it'll be Zombie Zone because that's a great thing that they have going on over there with CB and F.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I was tuning into that, and then they were like, "Yeah, like we're progressing a little bit, like we're getting stuck every now and then." And then it got to like midnight, and that was like super exciting because I was like, "We passed Paradox,"
Yeah.
and then I got super tired, fell asleep, woke up, and I was like, "Wait, they're still hunting? That's crazy."
Yeah.
And then, of course, that just kept going, and they were hard stuck on the decoy step, I guess is what it's going to be termed.
Yeah.
There was like some worries because people were mentioning things about how like the thing with the directed mode leaks sort of was mentioned, and that's when a lot of people were panicking. They were like, "Wait, this is like a long, good quest. Like, hopefully that doesn't ruin it." And that was like early on too, so everybody was worried. But then it was like, okay, it seems like we're fine. Like it seems like nobody has sort of like taken that and like you know does something or has done something in bad faith with it, or like if they have, then they just like haven't advertised it basically.
Yeah.
And of course it was everybody was hard stuck. It was so fun seeing people like you got like Kingman and like Noah J, Pizza. They're like getting off, going to sleep, coming back on. It's like you're getting like different YouTubers and stuff in like waves, basically. Like joining in on the hunts, and of course you get to see sort of all of that going on from like a bird's eye view when you're watching Zombie Zone.
Yeah.
It was such a blast, dude. It was so fun, like being able to like go to bed or like go, go out to like go to the gym, go out to eat or something and come back, and it's like I still get to watch this. Like it's not like a thing where like I don't know for like Totenreich quest, if you like go and take a piss, you come back and like a step was figured out or something. Like
Yeah.
you could. It was like we had to hunker down as a community. It was really fun seeing everybody sort of come together for the whole thing and like work together. You had people like Pad and JC coming back and yeah, playing zombies, dude. It was so fun. Like I think this was the best thing that's happened to, I'll say, the community and maybe zombies as a whole in like a decade. Like it's been really good. So super fun overall quest. Like the weekend was great. I'll say since BO4, obviously BO4 wasn't accepted too well originally, but no, dude, the community, like we were together and we were like like going through it together. It was super fun. So yeah, overall, the quest side of things itself, like Treyarch hit a grand slam is an understatement. Like they did something that nobody thought was possible, and like back to the point of like Zombie Zone, like Evan literally had to fly out because he didn't expect it to go that long. He had to go to his brother's baby shower, and he was supposed to come back today. I think he came home a day early because he was expecting the hunt to still be going on. Of course, that
Hmm.
didn't end up being the case, unfortunately. But yeah, just with a bitter end to the hunt, it was still such a phenomenal experience. Like the community coming together, like an absolute blast. I'm really hoping we can get a similar experience for the final DLC. But yeah, that's sort of my part on the quests over the weekend. Just yeah, it was so fun. What are your thoughts, Mr. Debbie?
Yeah, man. Um, I typically my experience since I've done this content creation stuff has been the map drops. I play my first 1, 2, 3 games, uh, edit it, get it out to you guys, and by then the egg is typically just solved, and I then run the egg, make a video out of that, and that is like just the common experience for me. Um, this was something very, very different. Obviously, we talk about Paradox, like it was like, okay, the video's out and oh, the hunt's still going on. Hell yeah. And then by the next morning, okay, now we'll make a video out of it, put it out, which is exactly what I did. This was once it hit waking up, and not only is it not solved, but nothing has been solved since.
Yep.
Like, it was like blood in the water. This is something special. And in the past, like, I've been playing since BO1. I have never been a part of an Easter egg hunt before. I obviously in my regular games, like I'll go looking at stuff, interacting with stuff just to see, and obviously nothing really comes of it. But with this experience, like and so much of it was due to the wonderful people of the pack, because I was seeing how the hunt was going, or rather not going, and I have some free time in my personal life this weekend, so I was seeing everyone in the pack, like they're all hunting, and I'm like, I can't make much more content on this other than I put up the music side egg, the Takio side egg, which we didn't mention, but it just like is like, okay, I want to be a part of this, see what all the hype is about, because I normally don't even get time to experience this, much less like I have the sort of like I'm not gonna be someone who finds anything,
Right.
but in that all of that collectively, I was joining in with the beautiful people of the pack all weekend, and I at all times I wanted nothing more than to just look at Zombie Zone, shout out Evan, shout out CB Gray, and just get into another game, either solo, but much more often with people from the pack. And it was truly something special. It was probably like the staple moment of my Zombies experience since 2010, because it was yeah, I'm sorry, I'm sort of speechless, but
No, dude,
it was just an incredible time for us, and just going in and theorizing for hours and hours, and just the ideas we were coming up with, like as insane as some of them were, like it was just so fun. Like it was really a testament to the creative brains of the Zombies community. Like how did we spend, at least in terms of us, like days of coming up with new ideas about like what it could be. Like even yesterday all morning, like yeah, we're filming this the day after the solve, just for reference, but it was like how did we not think of this idea? Like, what if this is the one? And that was just such an incredible thing to me. I'll pass it back over to you, but yeah, it was truly something special to me.
Yeah, 100%, dude. To your point, I think special is a great word to use for it. Like, it was special. It was it was beautiful, dude. Like, honestly, to your point, like super fun tuning into Zombie Zone, talking to the guys about like different theories and stuff, getting excited when we when we thought we had something, and then just for that to be like side egg related or like nothing at all. Yeah, the entire thing, to your point, very special for the community. That seems to be the consensus as well on Twitter. Like, everybody's like, sucks that it ended the way it did, but overall, like, this is awesome. Like, was a phenomenal experience for everybody involved.
What a time for us.
Yeah, not to mention it's great for Treyarch as well, bringing new faces to the game. That, like, whether it's like the length of the hunt or the fact that the wonder weapon is a cat, you know, a bunch of different people were, you know, at least saw something of Kowakujō when they otherwise wouldn't be, like, seeing something for Zombies. So hopefully Treyarch, I mean, not hopefully, obviously they saw the hype that surrounded uh, Kowakujō, and I'm hoping they see that and they try to like replicate that. Obviously, don't like copy and paste anything, but excuse me, have similar like complexity and just overall like love put into a map in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like I think Kowakujō's the new bar for a modern zombies map. I sort of went in and tried to figure out where I placed Kowakujō in my rankings, and of course, this is like I'm trying really hard, obviously, to not just make this be like a what do you call it, honeymoon phase take, but I will say, like, one thing I can confidently say, and it's not like honeymoon phase, is it's definitely my favorite map in BO7. I definitely, like, I 100% know it's my favorite map in BO7. I think I have it as my third favorite map ever, bro. like this map rocks. I adore it. Yeah, dude, just over, like, hats off to Treyarch. I feel like saying hats off isn't enough praise for Treyarch. Like, they just, wow. Like I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. Treyarch just crushed it. The quest, the hunt, the atmosphere, everything start to finish was amazing. Could have not left the directed vows in there, but that's, sort of a sort of a lesson to be learned on their end, and I think they have earned our good graces. So yeah, dude, just, it was so fun. I can't say enough how fun it was this weekend. But yeah, with all that said, I think that's it for my take on the whole quest and everything. Yeah, do you have anything else that you wanted to say?
I gotta shout out Aqua, Shelly, Warman, Spider, Dr. Tabidai, Captain Caro, like,
yep.
You guys and so many others, like, you guys made this weekend like such an incredible experience for me. Yeah, so thank you guys.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, our perspective with this was okay. Yeah, I wanted to talk about like the game last night. It was funny because we were just about to hop into a game just to hunt again.
Mm-hmm.
And right before we launched, it was solved. We're like,
yep.
Okay, lock in. We've been doing these steps all weekend. Just bang them out, and then just look at, sort of what is new that's happening. Yeah. And yeah, it was me, you, Spider, and Aqua, and we were. You guys were just kind of leaning on me because I had the Zonex guide actively up, and I was watching it being typed out in front of me, like, okay, like, we got the next one.
Yeah.
And even when we didn't have the next one yet, like, we were still like figuring some things out that weren't even like written down just yet, at least from what I was looking at. And
yeah,
it made for a great time. Like, I obviously saw the decoy step. All right, that's what we got to do first. And is that step bullshit? A little bit. Who would think to do that?
Right.
Maybe we're all missing something, and maybe it does make sense in retrospect. I'm curious to see what people's thoughts are on that specific step. But it was a very fun step. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It definitely made it a lot easier in co-op, as we're all sort of locking in and keeping the zombies off of us. But yeah, it just spiraled from there, and the flag step was very fun. With that one, I mean, we basically solved ourselves. Yeah. The ceramic shard came back into the mix, as we definitely suspected it would, and yeah, it was just such a beautiful moment that I will never forget. So I'll say too, I don't know how it's gonna work in terms of being a content creator, but just as a Zombies fan and what I've gone through, like, it sort of makes me want to just like do a blind solve on the finale map, which is scary because it is the finale map. Like, that is the one that, like, you got to be first on the jump.
Yeah.
In terms of being someone that is relaying info and opinions to people.
Yeah.
In my space, so it's a tough, but like that. It was just, this weekend was such an addicting feeling. That I've yet to fully swallow and digest, but I need another hit of that, and so we'll see what I end up doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimately, shout out Treyarch and shout out the pack, and yeah, what a time.
What a time. That's a good way to wrap it up. If you guys aren't part of the Discord, by the way, and you're watching this, come check it out. We just sort of glazed everybody. But like, he's not wrong. Everybody's amazing. We're always talking shop with zombies and everything. Great community we have going on. So if you guys aren't a part of the Discord already, link's going to be in the description. Come check us out. We'd love to have you. You just got to answer the question of what your favorite map is, and then we decide from there whether you should be allowed to join or not. No,
I did note, I put in quotes like that your answer does not matter, by the way. Don't let that scare you.
It's funny. It was just this like corporate like job application question, and we didn't want that to be the case. So
it was like, why do you want to join our server? Why is that the default?
Like I get out of here.
I get it.
Yeah.
Just don't let it be Firebase Z.
Yeah, you're not allowed to. It's Firebase Z, bro. But yeah, so come join us. It's a great community over there. Of course, this was like the highlight of it. Talking to everybody for, speculating on everything for the past couple days, and of course, we hope that we get a similar experience with the final map, because yeah, it was a great time. But yeah, with all that in mind, I think I'm all set with talking about that. Are we jumping into the dead drops here, Mr. Devi?
Yeah, seemingly we only got a couple. I think everyone is still digesting the night last night, getting their own completions. So shout out them. And obviously a bit hungover from the night. I know people in the pack were up till almost 4 a.m. getting their completions. I saw, which GG's. So yeah, we only have a couple this week, but I think the circumstances permit something a little light here. So
yeah.
We'll start with our first of two. Captain Caro asked, do you think DLC5 will have a similar hunt to Kowakujō or be more in line with the other maps? What do you think, Shorbzy?
Dude, as much as I would love to say I think it'll be like Kowakujō, we also have to recognize that Kowakujō was a massive outlier in terms of like modern zombies hunts. So like, if I could pay for it to be a similar experience, I would pay money.
Yeah.
As badly as I want that, though, unless Treyarch can like go in and like start cooking up stuff because they realize how much fun we had, or maybe, dude, I don't know. A lot of it, like, my heart obviously wants it to be the case, but my brain is sort of looking at the history of modern zombies quests and how we're like at 12 hours at the max, and most of them are like 4 to 8 basically.
Yeah.
I think I gotta say no. I think I gotta say it's not gonna be like Kowakujō, which just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Debbie?
Yeah, I think just analytical brain looking at it, and Shelly mentioned, like, it seems like they're doing a sort of off and on with long and short quests. I doubt that's necessarily deliberate, but it is just an interesting pattern. Like, Ashes took a while, Astra's pretty quick, Paradox obviously took a while, Totenreich like 4 something, 4 and some change hours, and then this obviously, like, so
yeah,
it's a scary pattern when you ask a question like that to analyze. And I think I do ultimately agree with Shorbzy that I don't know, it would be, it's two things. I wonder what necessarily their design philosophy is. Like, is Treyarch wanting a Kowakujō level hunt for every map? Like, is that their intention? And like also too, as you asked, like, is that design philosophy going to change at all for the finale map if that's doable? So you know that there's a lot of questions that could lead us in a direction, but we don't have the answers. I would rather say that it's probably going to be short and be pleasantly surprised than the inverse. So I'm gonna agree with Shrorbsy on that. Probably not gonna be what was it? What did it end up? 59 hours?
Yeah, like 59, 60, something like that.
Yeah.
And to be totally, like, to be truthful, man, I think it was gonna pass Rev. Like, I think this was gonna be the longest hunt ever. I'm so serious too. Which is just crazy. Yeah, just crazy to think about. But if they can't do it on the fly for this map, I'm really hoping that they saw just how special this was, and they do that like every single map for the next Treyarch title. Like, that's obviously selfishly what I want. Not everybody is a maniac like myself, so you know, Treyarch tries to sort of make a game appealing to everybody. But yeah, if it was up to me, I would say yes.
Yeah, I'll expand a little further and leave it there. My fear is because there are people that are like this kind of sucks. Like I wanna finish the quest, and I don't know, man. I think leave the quest for the hardcores, and directed mode will help anyone else along. So I do hope that at least in the next game they look at how special this was, and hopefully if every map is like Kowakujō was in terms of hunt length, like people don't get sick and tired of it. You know, would it make it feel less special if every map was this way? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
But again, I'm coming from a place of I've never been a part of this experience before, and I'm still riding that high to a tremendous amount. So
yeah.
With that said, thank you, Captain Carl, for the question. And second and last, and definitely not least, Zetchi Boy asks, are you guys fine with the next Treyarch game being another Black Ops title, or do you think a new series / title is needed?
I'm fine with it being like BO8, basically. I don't think a new series or whatever is like needed necessarily. I might have said something different if BO7 wasn't as amazing as it is. But yeah, I guess like trying a new title, like what like would it be a new title? Is that what you would say if they did like instead of Black Ops, if they did like,
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's needed. It might be like refreshing, but at the same time, just they're cooking. Like, I would have told you yes, probably after like Cold War, because I'm not a fan of Cold War. But BO6,
we know.
You don't say. But no, it took a jump to BO6. It took a somehow even greater jump to BO7 for me, and I guess I would wonder if we're like I feel like they could make another great jump and make an amazing BO8 title. And I guess I just would be like cautious about switching things up so quickly where they have to do like a new story and like new characters and stuff, and that might take away from some of the momentum that we have going with BO7. So especially from a zombies perspective, again, Requiem is sort of whatever for me, but a new title might I guess it might come with a new like crew, whereas I think Tempest could really benefit from having another game. Yeah. So ultimately, I would say it's not needed, mainly because BO7 is doing so well, and I would actually prefer if it wasn't. Like, I think they would be playing with fire a little bit if they were to do something like that, especially with BO7 being as great as it is. So I would say no.
Gotcha. Yeah, it depends how you're asking the question, and I'm assuming this is in terms of zombies specifically. Obviously campaign, People are wanting a refresh because people are not happy with the BO7 story.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it, but I'm not someone that like actively keeps up with the campaign story anyways. But in terms of zombies, I wonder if even just like I would be fine with a non-Black Ops title next from Treyarch. But I think zombies is it should not be tied to necessarily the title of the game, which I feel like should be a bit more just indicative of whether or not it's like I think the title should be indicative of the campaign multiplayer sort of stuff that's going on than the zombies. I mean, obviously the storyline started with not Black Ops but World at War. So, and the thing I'm really thinking about, and it's something that's important to me, is the fact that BO7, in terms of just the audience and the player base, is not necessarily the best. And I feel like a lot of that does come down to the fact that not only are they seeing the bad reviews for Black Ops 7, but just that it is Black Ops number freaking 7.
Yeah.
And I wonder if a new title without messing with the zombie storyline at all would get eyes on it more and get more people interested. Like, oh, Treyarch's finally like diverting from the path, and will get more people playing, and like even then they'll just like see what the zombies experience is like in a Treyarch title that's not Black Ops. And I think if nothing else, that would just be helpful to the player base without, as I said, not changing the zombie storyline, because like obviously all of us here are gonna play it if it's Treyarch, period. Like, and we want the story to progress as it always has. So yeah, I think I'm definitely okay and even pretty interested in a franchise name change, but keep everything the same. I'm not asking for a reboot. Just something to get more eyes on the franchise and get more zombies players flowing in. So with that said, Zachi Boy, thank you very much for the question. And Shorbzy, do you have any final thoughts before you take us home?
No, I mean, just sort of recapping, yeah, everything. Like, Kowakujō's an absolutely, it's like, it is special. I think you saying that is exactly what it is. Like, I mean, I said it's basically a top 3 map for me all time. Obviously, it's got to be pretty special to be there. But yeah, dude, Treyarch's just cooking. Like, it's so special. And at the end of the day, like, it is a video game. And as bitter as it is that the hunt ended the way it did, that is vastly overshadowed by how fun this weekend was. And I think that's going to be a high. I guess hopefully that's not a high that we have to chase for a while. Hopefully we just get that similar experience again with the new map. But yeah, dude, oh my gosh, it's so sick. I'm so excited to just rip Kowakujō again, like later today, basically. Yeah, it's an amazing map. We really hope you guys enjoyed. But yeah, so that's what I got to say. Just special map.
Agreed.
Yeah, anything you want to say before I take us home here, Mr. Debbie?
Yeah, special's the word apparently. And yeah, I'm right there with you. Hope this doesn't this feeling doesn't go away soon, and if it does, hopefully we get it back in a couple months, seemingly, because it's been addictive. It's been just very
Special.
good. Yeah.
With that said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 21 of the Pack Mentality Podcast. We appreciate you guys a ton. Let us know your thoughts on Kowakujō down in the comments. Anything that you agree or disagree with us. Go ahead and sound off. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow us on Twitter. Come join the pack. Like we said, Discord link is in the description. and we appreciate fuck, we appreciate you guys a ton, and we will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Peace.